PRO mensomaje penia enumbre yi ye ba be som ewo Oman Mpuntuo dwumadie yi eso mera se pe ena minya bre efa krom kakra na metumi eto SCMA kakra specifically Takoradi sub metro SCMA your sub metro is very miensa your scout ketan sub metro your metro nankasa o sekendi and your another sub metro Takoradi. So that's what I know. Minya time eko Takoradi sub metro eko share yen krom kakra na migidi ese nyame atom wo mo ti no mebi ase eba kakra nkra se sabe eno mebi o wa ate no wo owura ndi se yen anya hwan na be yade ama yen. And one of the dirtiest assembly no baako eye STMA Takoradi sub metro. One of the dirtiest sub metro ewo meka se region him eye Takoradi sub metro. In fact we be na ball no ye sumu no egu sesabe yede ekwakọ hia ayefureyere ana ayefukunu ya bone bede border pa obakọ new market circle no a yesi wiye no na enipa bi no de border e de sunsunsunsumo obi se hunu pakro ye but ne because for akro mi hunu se one more evacuate most of the refugees ye hipno several days several weeks ye hipness no one more evacuate no. So it tells you say yame adom one more take concept na yede namro ase wo assembly nim monkoso ye ne sa nti se wote se ye bo MC bi din se wa ya ade a emfe trimuka na momo no sa so ya ye beba bebu abaso nti no. On that note mamembo yewura Frederick Festinus Fedu triple F and as F cube wako MP position and farmer no and yede na akwache MC SCMA yambo na baso se ono so ehunu sa drip efidie no eso mfaso a wode ACC krum mera se ena me ba ya ye adwuma bi na survey Center for Local Government Advocacy one more aye now one more dia no is about local governance enkronkumemu amemmuo and one more ehweso na omutumi erate the performance in terms of the public financial management nsusunya wono edi esusuo. That's the compliance league table no wono di 2024 dia no edi aba, that is PFMCLT public financial management compliance league table. And the Center for Local Government Advocacy one deputy CEO Madam Gladys Tete to me edi aba temperature for first attract na to so me da say. So only 4.5% of the MMDAs scored more than 50% in public financial management standards. And that is 2024 PFMCLT report. Awamo ediaba. The PFMCLT no ejahoma public financial management compliance league table. Now, omo ba ye no me ba 4.5 no ejaho emma the 12 out of the 258 MMDAs womutumi capture ye womose mianse bi wo manko because of security. And then the 258 womutumi capture ye no emu 12 pe and tumi cross the threshold 50% on the regional base but 3.4% on the 32.4% on the national level no and only do not to me across here. But in terms of regional breakdown no only 12 MMDAs and to me across the 50 threshold. Na me pa chaw wo madwuma mo ye ne se won mo ehwe se sika assembly ne nsaka endioma eso mo de ye accountability ene ne man fomfa so mo nya free so no eno no mususu na mo tumi erurati eye assemblies no enti bata free we so na fa eye objective wo mo gina so anei won mo ede eye PFCLT no me be se esua de na etre yen assemblies no various assemblies ni say ye wadwuma ye nti enya dwuma sanse ratings no ekoso ebeye bufu ebeye time na ebeye ade bia ensam fata say ye bekasa out of 258 MMDAs no metropolitan municipal and district assemblies no only 12 to me across the threshold ebeye pa. So the objective of the PFMCLT is to assess one more assess it, they are assessing, I'm sure the performance and rate and publish PFM, that is the public financial management compliance level of MMDAs relating to internal auditing requirements under the laws of Ghana and compliance of PFM Act and other regulations. It is also to ensure that public institutions comply with the PFM laws of Ghana for improved accountability, transparency, and improve financial management systems and ensure value for money, which means adenia ni na no aya value for money. Say diskebi ama assembly bia also to me ama nia skani ade ama no eso ba mfaso ama assembly no ene ama wo assembly nim and dey obetie so ya the district assembly common fund e de aba e was say district assembly bi nya amount bi say so ba kwa assembly bi mu no na omunya hute even persons living with disability na yente wo one cedi mpo yente wo one cedi mpo in terms of sanitation na border and many assembly bi. Meanwhile na ya the district assembly common fund e de aba was so allocating some portion of DACF no district assembly common fund no into sanitation no mu siesie krom wo mo enye. At the end of the day, you would ask yourself, say, it is can you buy no ne value pa ne mu drone ne fa so anya different mono and ne dia. So therefore, the first Center for Local Government Advocacy when we juma wo ye no mu gina PFMCLT no so no eno emu na eda hoyi. Into value for money. Our son ye no ye disika wura mu no e fa so ba so e wa assembly no emu. All right. It about your pillars enum bia wamu chirem so say wamu egina so na wamu ede eyeye. Okay, so before the pillars these are some of the objectives wamu egina so say why no metropolitan assembly no me ba che yan core pillars this one sir. I think say minimu ade e bia se bi na abu afaso dia. Thank you. It no the pillars you have 5 pillars wamu egina so it is no nimu no problem. Now yan core regional breakdown no. So these are the regional breakdown. Central, Bono, Eastern region, and Northern region, Upper East, Western OT regions had no assemblies exceeding the 50% benchmark. However, several did performed above the national average. It's national average, they don't know to me, now so regional breakdown, no. Osha Western region, Western region, Osha baby to say OT region, baby to say Bono region, Eastern region, and Bono. Okay, so Bono region, Bono East, and Northern region, Upper East region. This assembly see woman to me and Muhammad in terms of regional levels, no, woman to me and cross it the 50% benchmark. And so these are the breakdown. But next one. Ya pesi assembly be na Ghana ni na what assembly ni mu say no. Ni adia bra assembly no through the MC, you know. I was saying sa ekanie through the DC, and I was saying say to me ekanie. The matter when okay. All right. So according to the 2024 Public Financial Management Compliance League Table, the national average, that's 32.8%, you know, up from 22 recorded in 2023. According so you show one so mutumi bo muhumaden our regions are mutumi across the 50% threshold, you know. So in terms of regional breakdown, Ashanti, Eastern, Greater Accra, Volta region recorded scores above the 50% threshold and the national average. In Ahafo, Savannah, Upper West, Western North attained scores below the national average and threshold mark. Into one put the Oman Mobra because the national threshold no Oman to and do and a regional breakdown also no Oman to miss a day and do. But can yes any caution at the MMDCs and they you are moving from the say power woman so mumedia grow one matenas in Yintia. One matter say any attention bottom ya appoint to almost say omumbrambe yejuma. So therefore say a base 2025 now ya rate the PFMCLT now ya kasebia Western region regional breakdown no okay assemblies need be to me across the threshold and as say even national threshold no ya to me a pa ho kra equal even maybe 40 or 50 into no mesamo MMDC siabo mudino mama metra na mu medi agro. So now so the evaluation employed a 100-point framework across 5 core pillars. Thank you MCR. So core pillars are umunyina so now we de ewureti assemblies no ba kunie planning how assembly no e planning nyoma eno so mo hwe assembly how mo planning nyoma mo hwe budgeting ya koto mouse sikasa ne de kwa koto ya budget ebia storm drain way secondary city support program and ya capital no under sikadodo send be kom ya budget ne sen then you go to procurement kwa be fa so ya beto ade no kra no ebo ne kwa kodi ne sen ya to ne sen ya de aba then accounting and reporting as well as auditing because several assemblies in wa ya audit wo mo papa bi into omo sika de abra omo so omo fanye mpuntunduma no and omo de ye nneoma bi a ensam fata ewo assembly no mu a assembly no enya so mfaso bia enti abesre wei eya ade a aba ye na yesu mbiribi na yedi efrimu. They also captured some challenges bia some of the assemblies no ewo enu nti wonu to me am crossing the regional threshold no and about challenges no wa na wo de no so atoso na wo de amamane akenkamu ekakra because we ya de ahia me na menate assemblies binum me hunu se binum betuma ye adwuma but some are also being reluctant as am I adamant one of my idle and over to omunye biribia. So some of the challenges no as na wo screen no eso no so almost 30 nyoma inadequate monitoring mechanisms, where some of the challenges revealed in 2024 public financial weak alignment between development plans and executions, and delayed approvals from budgetary requests, and inadequate implementation of audit recommendations, coupled with poor enforcement of audit measures, featured strongly in the factors that contributed to the poor outcomes. And you know, some of the challenges are and unti ama assemblies no binum entumi enya womo eye score marker na womo ehwehwe now yamfa artwork no entoaso sa artwork no amampani ekase enei womo hwe na womotumi aranke the cleanest metropolitan assembly na womotumi so publish the dirtiest metropolitan assembly every year biya. So government to rank district cleanliness and name the dirtiest district annually and a new performance index. So there will be an index. Because some and pencil index be say by and you rate a year some assemblies. Our more SS kromu pa because you know into a ban well so at the abase afibiano assembly obedin hunino obeshe na what to me abana baso na enu wetin so a wudi oya hu fin no so no otumi so abo odi mama say na hu say assembly we ondi no hu ni enti we no adwuma kase a aba edima ye ina say ye wa assembly ni mu so no ye betumi a contribute a quota edi aboa the MMDs no ene the MMDCs no na etumi aboa minim say and dey enkomo bi ekoso a amampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and all the MMDCs Asia one crime and they ye now orientation be now okay semi say 10% of the district assembly common fund and then they eba allocate no akọ yes sanitation ya de eba betu baller enti minima se video no ho de a ometumi eroli video no e de amame na yetio mampani no mu asem o kan ye ebra na wone MMDS na ekohia na oka 10% say obehwe na district assembly common fund na yede abano 10% akwa into waste management. You know, yes, this is the video. You're going to go to your museum.
The highest amount of funds in the history of the Fourth Republic to you from the district assemblies common fund. As the finance minister told you, 80% of the district assemblies common fund is coming directly to you. We expect you to ensure the judicious and transparent use of these resources. The funds must be utilized in the interest of our people and not for our creature comforts. The Auditor General and other anti-corruption institutions will be watching your work. And as I've said previously, if any of these institutions start investigating you, you don't expect me. We have taken steps to transfer the highest amount of funds in the history of the Fourth Republic to you from the District Assembly's Common Fund. As the Finance Minister told you, 80% of the District Assembly's Common Fund is coming directly to you. We expect you to ensure the judicious and transparent use of these resources. The funds must be utilized in the interest of our people and not for our creature comforts. The Auditor General and other anti-corruption institutions will be watching your work. And as I've said previously, if any of these...
all the MMDCs, you know, I won't cry. Na omo orient to omo echecho mo no me bi so ana no no omo disa enkoman na sa komo kro na mu so no amampani abo assembly so say woma all the MMDCs, you know, up to 31st up to 15th of July 15th of July one may declare one asset, and I think say there's an artwork to that effect. In terms of the better so yes you moving from the assemblies no come amedi ye no na still now no your district assemblies no so na afei yetumi a link no to the national governance no and as a member central governance no yetumi a link no to that. So President Mahama set July 15 deadline for all MMDCs to declare their asset. Na me wo asamka e wo ho me wo asamka e wo ho pa Dienti ameka se mo asamka e wo ho no eno ni enanu ye wa ha ana ma peni kro ye ejina simpie so sene ogina ye na wo ka kene eye ni appointees, most especially the ministers and the CEOs. Sir, you guys for declare your assets by the end of 31st March there, I was so PR declaring assets, and that was a statement from Oman Mpuntuo and workers asemino. Ento momi akwankwohwe sa video ni mbra me pesa ukai nyoma bia akoso a endei Oman Mpuntuo eka similar thing na ye bi say ho say we no difference ban na bebe mu because we rin kan akabaako atre na point is edi kan say go and declare your asset woman free no woman kaso Oman Mpuntuo ho ana womo ayo madwuma edu baby kro Oman Mpuntuo be ka kire say because of omandina said yesu ntino obia na 3 months salary no for free me ba cho yankwatie yan video bia somewhere February Oman Mpuntuo eka say by end of March obia yankwa declare an asset yentesa video nimra
obligation. I've taken this. In times past, I would privately have presented these forms to the Auditor General in fulfillment of my statutory obligation. I've taken this step of presenting these forms publicly as a way of injecting some openness and transparency into the process of assets declaration. I've always maintained that while it is all well and good to punish corruption, a more effective way of addressing the canker is preventing it from occurring in the first place. I honestly believe that if properly curated and enforced, the assets declaration process can become a sustainable tool for tackling corruption. Corruption by nature is insidious and thrives under the cover of darkness. The more light that is shown on it, the more likely that it will be fought successfully. I've also taken this step to send an unmistakable signal to all public office holders, especially those that I have appointed, that I take the declaration of assets very seriously and expect full compliance from them. I've asked the Chief of Staff to send word to all appointees to ensure that they declare their assets by the end of the first quarter of this year, that is by 31st March 2025. I wish to stress that any appointee failing to meet this deadline would face severe sanctions, not excluding removal from office. Even as we strive to hold past government officials.
A video be on my penny telling all his appointees say, hey, more can go declare more assets. We are some dada, I will some I was from some dada. But me Kyle because of a net your man penny any MMDCs in Sushia or catch the woman. Na ya be say who say difference bang and the first one in moi. What can ya appointees no and for any tie and your poor and for Oman Mpuntuo and could declare one more asset all because they know say Oman Mpuntuo there when you're more Why you be as a crocodile the drum? Sabe, why you be our pampa nimpa, and to see a good declare asset cranwa, he will do nothing to us. And you know, there was a tall list of defaulters. I did but two screens to them a war. I asked them that I may Kyle, all because of a nay on my penica say, was signed as set July 15 deadline for MMDC say, when we declare them asset, no. You did Kaka, you know, one man Cassano ho, Homobunanimutia, a man penia Cassa, and so Yankasoma Penoho. I get near your pet. Meanwhile, no happening to me Kakadiama war. I didn't tell my penny to answer Kuomo. I didn't, and my penny went to me answer Kuomo. So there were a tall list of appointees, sir. As a time and on penny Casano. Now one end declare on asset, who may default on my penny in others, no. The batch also, Memo body, it's only a factor to so near Quenim. And also, until Usha Dia and Penfo, a total row, and ninety, a pabia, or my penny appointed woman. Now one fan need to poor amon penny, uncle would declare one asset. So, these are ministers and deputy ministers are as at that time one on my penny casa mom end of March no mun declare one asset ya because of mudi 40 ye etino a dear na Sunday on my penny was say kokwaja MMDS no enim and MMDCs no enim as I catch on say by July 15th omun konko declare one asset no because your dear no esuen do din kanante na se no din kan no anya e dear na chese wo mu dear no o meye. But what I say, woman no mutin kind, even ministers, CEOs, one man Casoma Penu and Woman Penny, and Fendidian Famano. At the end of Chester MMDCs and they will share one crying. And now, woman, your rentation, what catch on by July 15th, when we declare on asset, no, Diana Chester woman, one Omenya add the head to the instructions of the man Penny. I don't tell my penny to me, Yan and also. No one yet be being found for sir, and young son and your mom, near point is no, and then the hour and woman. I don't hear. Is it that my penny is afraid of them? Huh? Is it that my penny is afraid of them? So just look at the list of people and appointees are one man declare asset and disobey the orders of my penny. MMDC is okay, we are to Monadi and Abba. MMDC, sir. Na dia na aba the only associate man penny to me the ma this tall list and that screen this one say during the launch of Mahama Cares, that is Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund in May our man penny no launch you know and obeka chere say woman with the 40 any na no Wabɛtwe wɔn aso na asotwe a wɔde wɔn de sɛ bɛgye fato soma me wɔn 3 months salary abosom miɛnsa akatua ɔma penisi wɔgye na wɔde egu Mahama Cares nim ɔma penisi wɔgye wɔn 3 months salary that is the only punishment ɔma penisi na obetumi ayɛ wɔn a akyerɛ nyanso ade akyerɛ no ɔma penin. Just 3 months salary. So asset declaration. Non-compliant appointees lose 3 months salary to Mahama Cares Fund. Presidency. And I'm going to say Accra. And to be piano, who poor my penny said yes or no. My penny say, what you want swan say? Obusmia Katua, me and Bosumi and Sakatia, or Bogu Mahama Cares. Now, because I say, I can't quite measure. On an allowance of crumple that also seen a Katia. Other ones, Malcolm, and also seen a Katia Bosumi and Sano. It's a funnel. And you know, and I'm on 2 band steps bang. And they say, oh, my penny bet to be the go come one. She say, yeah. I bet to me, I'm a yacht halfway also near Trauma, near just here, and South the formal, yeah, pampa warmo, all because one and no one man you call back and then I could find out Tom, over my penny, and I'll point to warmo, and until or so say, what is a Becca warmo. I don't hear. Maybe I may some penny say, MMDC piano puna shed your sono. This time, man who call Trocan, send or corner, appointees a decan, ministers in it, the CEOs no. Man who call Trocan, send or Yama woman, Dabby, where dear o piano, one Fendidian farm on our penny, Sakano, Pamano, because who and what appointed no to that office. wo ano ma na ye DC and MC na konyo bia and this one friend dia fam wo man pani sack the person wan so nse wutumi aso man pani kwase wodi kan ba ko wo mo fa fala wo mo fa wo sanwa ana man kasa ho this one so we should be as a scapegoat to serve as a deterrent to others and sadia obia so san obia beye but for me constitution nim say kafa asset declaration ho article 286 of the 1992 constitution article 286 of the 1992 constitution I kasafa asset declaration ho ebia me na me ntimra na say I because me nya lawyer ni but embra no kenkanya e kira wo say okay so 3 months nimpa no waba be di ade no announce before nimpa no waba be di ade no obetu declare an asset and that thing adopted before nimpa no waba di ade no one declare an asset in written to the auditor general dan say you be nimpa no be di ade na efrei yakaso nko declare an asset wabra sabe waba yi so waba be nya bi di account 3 months time wa ye nim waba yi wasaba be fa kwan bi so e wo office nim e de anya biribi di aka ne asset dada no a na wo no wo declare no a ye be dan ane ehunu ent ka me de me susu say anya before a oba be di sa office no because o man pani you know who and who a wo de omo e be di wo de omo be bu o man patwa de say you know who and who a wo be bu o man e dey tell say wo be di ade 3 months na nsan yakasa afei wo be declare ne asset because wo de be ayankrofo edi kan wo man bu Tanentina yanko down there, near Kosha down so the so Article 286, Declaration of Assets and Liabilities. A person who holds a public office mentioned in clause 5 of this article shall submit to the Auditor General a written document, a written declaration of all property or asset owned by or liabilities owned by him, whether directly or indirectly. Tiambra A, or say, within 3 months after the coming into force of this constitution or before taking office, as the case may be. And so, as the case may be, you know, penny, as the case may be, we may be able to buy a bosumi and some medical asset. Who can you command Cassan? And so, as the case may be, one medical mumbu, one man fended the farmer. So as the case may be, one by ye a do be good pian chu so because on crop for no more and this moon and day one more with the breast almost and shower. So you can't sack them as the case may be. And you know there's an exception be say okay so now I am say dear my mention second one so share. So say a bit to me before taking office. Before taking office. Answer now baby dear no. Now, what could declare wo asset? I'm an auditor general in written, declaration. Now, auditor general, you're a Johnson Cromwell, non swatchy, not what they say. No, I should show me ye. I must say, fra bemwa. Now, would be a baby come one. Yet to me, assassin would say, hey, or some son I saw Bentain. 4 years obedi ye, and no what to me, ABC, did ya okay, into no, young Shania can want some ye. I don't know so kwa no we declare on your bia so wo na the auditor general so say me fra bem no the amenso me wonie. So failure to declare or knowingly making false declaration shall be a contravention of this constitution and shall be dealt with in accordance with Article 287 of this constitution. Into my penny as the case may be, maybe I don't know. Yes, sir. But to do Nadia from now to me, a Sanyaba from no year from Sudiano because what point is woman Muadia. What point is Binum and Muadia because the Rikai Oman Fenidian farm. In Tinia Tosumia no so and they we share all the MMDCs, and the young so ya can be Sakabaya next time, So when you are Quenya Biam now, young Quabiamua, or penny, may uncle as the case may be. Not to me and man because Ghana for the Brenua ATM Ahamino. Emaja to me say, and Premu, Sunday do Messi Acrono. Na Kebe here say, Yabakon as the case may be, as the case may be. Naka Yaman in declining asset before we did the Breno Ebeshan and Sa. And yes, so maybe I saw well within 4 years. No one who said Tam. within 4 years no one who said term because I got to say me banana me be say me be say meanwhile no I be the office no for 5 months as well they declare the assets no share within 5 months no maybe the account sometimes I be go for office more o declare more asset constitution is to cut actually pay fair na ho no into Oman we me na no yakọ enim no yensua nneema bi e wo man ya buo yi ho eyesa yaka se jani na dia amanyokuo na wo mu ena di aban ne dia ye be di edokono kwa me ka me kire wo ye be di edokono kwa because send o mu pe no ena o mbeye but if you know all these things wo mu ntumi anya nneema bi a sabe wo mu fi so metumi aye wo mu ya ye be ka ne ye kan so a Ghana fo na so etie yen ye bere bi bedu Ghana fo beti ase ase NDC amanyokuo ne ba ye enema ABCD ena ko so ya mbra ne kire so wonye so anye nti we ye ma obi a ye lawless party emedi esubiem and therefore they would vote against you tiano na akwanya yan Ghana for ye wo say yam ya tuma 4 years time ye be exercise your franchise no na etumi akwakoto aba me da sipi me bra no ekonanim na enimbre yi me ne Collins sir Escalo Keten constituency communications director ebedi and commercial 41 minutes past the hour 4 Western Diamond TV Oman Mpuntuo and enimbre wo share for WhatsApp message and text message for 0248 07 1174 0248 07 1174 na yankenkan enfa emau X and so Western Diamond TV YouTube TikTok Instagram Facebook Western Diamond TV na hono Ken Kelly Esuman and wahweso ana obuama social media no so femeda CP mamenda ne me hutew na membrama Collins bebe fia na yetumi esi enkonwa on Oman Mpuntuo on Western Diamond TV meda CP
the direction and decision by the National Council. We express our dissatisfaction by the conduct of the Ghana Police Service for failing to provide security for the Electoral Commission to conclude the outstanding 3 police stations at Ablekumanov. The party had earlier on written a letter to the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service to explain to us why we have not been able, or they have not been able to complete the collation of results at Ablekumanov. From the Electoral Commission's response, they categorically stated that they are ready to finish the collation of the outstanding 3 polling stations at Ablekumanov, and therefore all that they need and require is for the Ghana Police Service to provide security for them to finish the collation. As you all know, in several times that the Electoral Commission has tried to finish the collation, we have tasked who will besiege their offices and cause distraction and thereby preventing them from completing the collation. The Ghana Police Service, in their response to our letter, raised an issue that they have received a letter from the NDC indicating that there is a pending issue or matter before the Supreme Court, and that in their attempt to provide security, they will be in contempt of the Supreme Court. But again, the Electoral Commission response has been that there's no issue pending before the Supreme Court to warrant the Ghana Police Service to make that point, that because of that issue, they are unable to provide security. And the New Patriotic Party also shared the same position, because on record, there's no issue before the Supreme Court with respect to Ablekumanov. The only issue that is there is the declaration that was made, or the pronouncement that was made by the High Court, that the Electoral Commission should complete the collation of Ablekumanov constituency parliamentary elections. So the explanation by the Ghana Police Service that it is relying on the Attorney General to give advice. It's neither here nor there. By an attempt by the NDC government, the Ghana Police Service, and the Attorney General just to delay or frustrate or to prevent the Electoral Commission from completing the exercise, because they know that they didn't win Ablekumanov constituency presidential and parliamentary elections. Indeed, the question that I posed to the media: imagine if the NDC had genuinely won Ablekumanov constituency elections, wouldn't they have asked the Ghana Police Service to provide security for the Electoral Commission to complete its work? The direction, a decision by the National Council, Executive Committee, and the National Council also received reports from the Amendment Committee chaired by Mr. Frank Davis, or lawyer Frank Davis. And in the words of the committee, they received over 300 proposals from the rank and file sympathizers of our party. And they briefed NEC and National Council on where they've gotten to and the key areas that the National Council had to take a decision on. With respect to the call for expansion of our electoral college, indeed, the committee spoke about it.
Minutes past the R4, Western Diamond TV, Sunin Ray, Oman Mpuntuo, ye na ye boa so my Ghana betumi etumpon ewo kwan ahodwa ye na ye hwehwe eso sanse opaso pa ma so no na ye no de ntie no ye yomo enti na ye ne se ye sabi oman no ye kwa haya na besan ba ye sabi ye wukra no haya na bebesie yen enti yanso ya chichire ma ne ye na entumi emboa yen ye fasida fama peske na enumbre yi se me hwan ya dia metie ye a unse me kasei enano Friday ndene munye na misisi ya me ya pa ampa na misisi de me ya no krepa na maka kire wo nanso peska dawroma metumi enya ayarsa metumi asan edu medwumedie nti wodi no eye bones and joint problems wodi ne kasiem ana dompemu yade na etete wo a eye peska na wo beko cardiovascular diseases akomu yade bia no ho ana ko mesel diabetes etete wo isichiele type 1 type 2 type 3 type 9 peske no wo ko de ma betidie free wo e de ama wo wo de ne sexual problems and sexual weakness and our person be ma no so no emu eyedu na ye tentema wo be ma sebe utumi esiw na so gina na so wasaru sremu adwuma ma utumi etwa ba yes ma na eduasa ko aduanan no eno ye kire se wo ye berma mu berma won so sebe ye kan berma ye kan wo de wo eka ho STIs ahodo so tetu na se ni yade stroke yade ene dental problems stomach ulcer yade ne de ye yibi na se yambo bi din a ye be ye eja ne o meberenbre no a ewo ekire nti ba chomo wode na ko peske ewo anaje Queen of Peace direct opposite the Gwel filling station 0530 122 50 0530 122 500 and 0268 477 660 na yentunya bre yen show peske was quality health na apomodin kwanso no bia ne bebia na hoden ewo ebinumu eye universal otumi bombe bia ebinumu so de ne se yen specialize ewo eni ebiso de se me specialize ewo esen ene enumu yade na eba enumu ne se yade de a mesewa Gengiment dental clinic Gengiment dental clinic womo eye ekome womo ye guda deya ba ko pe numuru 1 ehona yesa wo kona itumi ehwe na wosena sebe wo ahunu se yes no mebi koye ma wo wa unim timi nkasa sebe wosi etu anasa kakaye wana wonum bon da bi anasa woseso aye green anasa impurities mezo timi nkasa asam ne nche ba you know it ebu a wo ankasa oda wo timi nda kaka ne hawo kaka kwani ntunya fa fufuro mfensima wo so a ayebo achibedi mesa wo ko Gengiment dental clinic ya be examination consultation be the amount root canal treatment RCT no ya be bi so na yeti amount and which is so no ya was scaling and polishing and also edwumedi ba kwa no so edi our gingerbread dental clinic, teeth whitening, braces, and teeth replacement, teeth jewelries, and restoration. Mr. Obeshi chap kan Takoradi or pipe no traffic light. Oh nam kano so o kota disco junction no. Mr. wa Banchiasi road no so no. Now was say old pay old JN Bank. E down side no mu na yewo. Now over from 0559 0598 731823 and 0559 139582 and also says 0549 906588 Gingerbread Dental Clinic. Mr. Obomodia na yentumi enhwe wonso osenho yade emfa emmaw na enumre yebehwe koma hodo no a eno a the National Executive Council NEC Eshiaye NPP mpenifo Eshiaye na ekomodi ekoso no wono ede ensachere kakra ede aba na omo itrem se based on the Constitutional Review Committee no dwuma maye no esafata se yame ya atuma on the 31st of January 31st January, yes, 31st of January 2026 wono ebeye presidential primaries no womo mpese omugina na yeto omoso aba na omobeye flag bearers ema the party no wono mobeye sa primaries no entem and from top to the bottom and they say na omotumi de share aba na they also plan and say July National Delegate Conference July National Delegate Conference I don't know they are planning say July National Delegate Conference so ebetumi aba so and other encommon so a and then bring so ebehwe na edi encommon Minia Berma and know the same constituency. Colin Sa is the communications director for the NPP Eskadoketen constituency. Good evening.
Fine evening, boss.
Bokowa.
Yami adu no paibo.
Bokowa. Nene mechileu.
Mene mechi na me home from papa so.
Oh. And my member number we na omodia ko catch on say untumi radio no Western Diamond TV na Sebra. Peske. Ne tibia wo beto simple. Odi wi amede no man mama why.
Thank you.
Wo kwa wo se ye na Sebra. I'm sure kama. Ya beje kwa ndi wa himbia.
Don't worry.
Na constituency boko de.
Yami adu na paibo Eskadoketen constituency. Boko. Na ama makonye di memfa akonye di michi a oye Honorable Jogati, the former member of parliament for Eskadoketen constituency, and Honorable Charles Cromwell in the Bay
101.3
2024 parliamentary candidates Eskadoketen constituency, and MPP Ma or Eskadoketen constituency in Ghana, Titri Western region ba Michi Hoinara. Medasi.
Let's medasi. Yakwe nim straight up. Israel ni Iran fonto kwe minuwe di hunkomodie.
No.
Yendi hunkomo. Oh, okay. I was saying the one see the be to a little few so. But I'm penny mu say for now no mu and suspend it and I won't postpone it. Near Shadi Kakra because 4-5 days in the Tukabia Ekoso Israel ni Iran fontemino a year and Tukabrania and so to me day in Susan Sobi Abba yen fuel no eso and even your JD no more 80 and fuel in Komobumuni adia and you know so far no want to be fan to so well share the gains are you want year to me protect ye against no na the Bank of Ghana governor Yura Johnson Panitis Yaman say a bano even and Tokabrania chain Israel Iran for the Ukraine ya were enough buffers are you bet me so staying home as for mine now come on the same city Mammy do I been
okay me that say me read Okyeremaba you see my upon ye bio ye me anka de nimpa hwe no kwa na de Israel no Iran won kokuntu kwa azibi odi mo hwe baba sabi I'm calling him so do condemn but 2021 2022 time oil Russia and Ukraine was started a war it affected Ghana economy or Ghana economy all over the world because Nesha oil titru fuel and oil food is a ban noble pan one can what on 7 cities no all of a sudden on number 23 cities 9 there we are say per countries will produce oil flour in the sheets is some the sheets pa oil Russia and Ukraine yeah this a war you imagine is some the sheets the bobo kosura panel yaza about affecting the power with the issue of fuel and so na esha the whole world countries now will produce oil what kind of crude oil now OPEC no Russia will produce and will contribute over 22% of the global crude oil.
Okay.
Now, work na countries be today, or EU, European Union, United States of America, who now the sanctions out to oil Russia for one petroleum product do. Then you expect that obviously, a simple economic terms, also if what can demand in near higher, then obviously price in the so demand near lesser price from T. As I know, 22% if him our 78% we are seeing now would demand in a day. No, obviously price in Bacosur normal. Here fuel price or move you from oil 6 cedis per liter. It did demand bedroom baby yedri. Actually, Iran in oil Israel for one to quite walk here. Iran or canal be oil Oman Gulf in term of friend oil Strait of Hormuz. Okay. And them canal no. And oil our best no call Middle East, some part of Africa. I in the going na a one offer 20% of oil global supply, oil supply chain ships now over oil Middle East and Africa na them canal ni muna offer. So Iran also will produce 10% of the total global crude oil demand. You know. Okay. Into say Iran for because of one to quality. Next a country be decided or the share another the sanctions bet to Iranian petroleum product that then it means that the whole world here petrol now yet to know under what ton will go around no so be 10% what cut off the bonus of 400 no would demand for 90%. Obviously fuel price there will be pressure for it to go up. And now say more than Iran will decide there them canal now them 20% of oil global oil trade off of one. So we decide to block them canal no so then so 20% of global oil supply supplies you know and now on cocoa into so you most ya cut by 20% if ma oba hawajin but Iran for now assurance there one do baby or there will block them canal no another will stop one production no and until ne who the unaffected hand pumps in papa but president ni fear in there Mesa one keka kono so do ho ne say Iran decided there or block them canal no now western countries will decide there but the sanction to Iran one petroleum product that then it means there fuel prices globally no best to okosuna okadoro kosura sabi Ghana we are not different from some of these shocks nti here Bank of Ghana governor some can untenable because in do yes because country beat the Ghana here to wire but companies na wotu na bebe na ya brofo a wotu a yenyi refinery papa wa hade nti odo wozu ko onkrum na okonu ya san etum ya kokra nti maka no on tono boase because country be beat the Cosmos Energy tallow oil say UK in America wonya enough oil supply so what hwe na say Cosmos what the one fuel crude oil do ko onkrum say be American phone jade on Ghana. The same thing the Cosmos so do kokrum American phone jet on Ghana nti meto tasre odu baby a Bank of Ghana was in there you focus on the microeconomic indicators and the macroeconomic indicators not politics and finance minister no one yet 200 abanu so that we can engage them properly
but as more kind the minimum idea but MC abie Iran for the na yemfa Yewura Johnson Panetisia masam no so na yehwese betumi abai setting common because one no in fact we say enough reserves and we know say reserves you know I don't know say foreign reserves one some no work on say reserves are at that Bank of Ghana say they reserves so but even say reserves are a year the friend is saying foreign reserves to crown one 10 point I think it's $6 billion can it cater for mine because I think it's a 3 month a year a friend is saying import cover and but only know they are to sonate to me STD as more kind of say well I don't maybe some me trim I can be on Kaye in the old better screen so now you don't come here.
Maybe no Mama Kaka to the massing. It's not about your forex and the forex. You just let even exaggerate the Ghana to say hand forex and the end foreign reserves, you know. We do 20 billion. The thing is Ekitisika, never copied Nany Binto. Yeah, I be very frustrated. Inti Ghana, and you be a crude oil and so ye cree. Sabi or expiry date. Yet to get a store crude oil for bare 5 years. For about 10 years, depending on the size of what tanks I say and ye next baby go from pay about contaminate. Okay. Inti it's not matter about your reserve. Get your reserves and say who's gonna keep your market. Okay. But what if kakana or market and say ekoni enye bi anto a ye be frustrated.
Okay, so what do you me share screen is what say we have built adequate buffers to withstand external shocks. We have built adequate buffers to withstand external shocks, including geopolitical tensions like Iran and Israel in the Middle East. Bank of Ghana governor assures. But me compare baby. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo 2022 February eba 5 months na Russia and Ukraine for air kontokwa. Buffers are not enough ebetumi eketa for my Ghana. And na ye hotiri ye no because edu baby no enema bo ekoso inflation. Even there were shortages of food in the na ebi no and eba no debt in so a car na ekoso pa. Ala sabra na MPP mu nim da management no but me enya sa buffers no etumi aketa for yen ye ho a enkofo han family yen.
Okay, brother Shababa Medasi. Geopolitics them Americana. Ghana this is a global village. Our global village, you know, what happens in America directly affects the Ghana economy, and what happened in Ghana directly affects here neighbor bit the Burkina Faso and the La Côte d'Ivoire, because world trade, you know, we all demand and we are all dependent on each other. Now, during the COVID time, during the Russian-Ukraine war, amazing Kanaka, they had total crude oil supplies now. alone, Russia alone, will contribute 22%.
Very well.
F1 is a band today serious. Sheets, flour, more almost 60% of them coming from oil, Ukraine. Should be the fertilizer. Is it Enyoma, so almost more than 50% coming from Russia and Ukraine. Now, Ghana, what can then, exports driven,
import driven, and 80% import.
80% import driven, and the Ukrainian mafia brochure more. Actually, what old dressing is it here? About the interaction and from top to down. Nyama da yo hono, no be 80% of wine Ghana had and in our Karabuchi. Company Ibia will produce you oil with suit. At first, no Ibia Bruchu, because Russian oil no once a be into almost cheap. Since yana wa cut oil Russia supply no, sabi demanding Bokosroma no bonwa Kosro, no Bokosro pay. Price now what ton. I will honor I the same price, no what's but on our Bruchu. And unya bape. You expect that as a businessman, so what to more Bruchu or to more Ghana? It's a bomb is damn acting of affects inflation. And America, as it be a Ghana for both Martin once and the common example, a bread pan. Okay. Tama oil Russian Ukraine one on starting gidino. The pan where to a loaf of bread, Casa Pano around 7 cities, around 8 cities. But Tama Russia Ukraine war, what time now? What Kate and Russia for Bombay, one what kind of harbor of Ukraine, our blockade. Supply of oil on serious, and when they started with the oil pan on the boat, was start rock and actually video across all over. We are seeing Union Italy, and we go forward Germany, and we go forward UK. Commodity, they bomb the back was a bread. Inti on ye there, any enough buffers. Okay. And say ye enough buffers because buffers no one to know. Sabi oil taxes in the global trade. More dollars. Support oil buffers. Now, during issue beat today, apart from oil Russian Ukraine war, there was a COVID. COVID no all the major companies beat the mining companies. Huge taxes what my government. It beat the oil the beverage sector kasa precon. Big companies now taxes as what my government hospitality and hotels, tourism. Them kofa Oman abaning is kaka if you want during COVID, said your BS or shut down. Company found will lay off workers. Sika revenue order one second can we tear the required taxes although we tear my aban. So government at the end of the day, ni revenue oboko form. In the aban sika although nyanozi be tear nurses scout teachers scout dam yamano. Companies no tear on taxes and the taxes are in Cabana or expect one and can because companies no they are not performing up to their optimum level. In Tikakana was baban abane som de mara because kano on sunti na bana ko oye the reserves ni mu na we kɔ kakra na oda besodo an odu baby a yakɔhwɛ ne hen reserves no so no ne ho shake kakra into the mrem catch Bank of Ghana governor in there ma orkodo wo Iran in the Israel for ntem mpa yem boy there memma onkodu baby to them a Russian Ukraine war no okodu no so okodu honkotinda whether ye po the Honson son the Biba Kena so man I say to it is not about buffers and they fine buffers no and ye all things being equal today once I can the expected taxes and the revenue in here that support will budget no and the buffers no can take care of other things but when the revenue are not coming when the taxes are not coming because yet Sagana yekere yeko more than the international market is a borrow financial market is a borrow cases here countries say the annual share no so one ton and the economy because of this war into one so sabi one ton and mind you especially the major players to the echo western world now they are allies of Israel BB to the France UK Britain Germany were allies of Israel in the Israel you expect they will push huge sums of money to support Israel. It is the kind of the support one. Say echo there a copy loan and a copy bobi you may not get it. Yeah. And so once your economy may be hurt. See me catch there. Yes, Odu baby. It is good to introduce some political comment like this. But so if you finance minister whatever, we will appreciate because I'm here to Obama. And see here in this NPP politics, we can do it better. Thank you.
So is it quote and unquote sensible? Quote and unquote, is it sensible to compare the Russia-Ukraine war, a war NPP pencil, and in your money fame to the extent that inflation crowd 54.1%. That's not your own because now the NDC grassroots, the full soldiers, woman, etemida sabra no mama mkraso, send they so yesian to kwani bintino ama esia no se ba ne se fiwa no kra ne bo be de nkra no a enye yibia omo de yom campaign ne ade de yom propaganda. Is it sensible to compare what happened in 2021-2022 to just 3-4 days into koya Israel ne Iran for queen ene nia NPP shia ye ene nia ndey NDC so Asian no mo hwenim say ebeto wo no. Can we compare the two?
Okay, let me break it down.
To me, 1.3.
Yeah, compare Russian Ukraine war.
Yeah.
In Israel Iran war na. Say Ghana for better sir. Why there a queen or kodo or bokui. Yemfa na no Russian Ukraine war. Na yemfa de hejebi and the mentem ho asebia wis wo kaswa anade bi efie bien bia ibia hona wenya hona sama wo ham ehwe morkodo oye boko inde igodifo ontum onya asomdwe ntina market won tonade yembi said dem bata no ne ba ekombeden anade ekomrenden yembi said dem bata no because of oye boko kuna ontum ntonade ewo boko market no dem bata no sabi ni sika no didibwa no ne do betel another no do rental ma ozinyama fi oye baby to the Kumasi yeji odoko boko cotton ne because of opdo protecting the life inti ontum fanyama on fan call this areas no cotton as no nipa ko ni business no ho baka another no ho nka pass I compare baby today some areas be to the kaswa I be ankofo ebien wo do one fight at team wire honaza unless there a kono we do baby a ibia ikromani hinara and the kaswa fu na jatum there or ye kaswa against these people but sisi ano Iran eno oye Israel fu hon to kwano and amazing kana yendu baby a Iran fu we decide import the wako block oye kana
okay
but Russia Ukraine war no yenya a whole Russia wako block one and harbor I think Mariupol I just want to remember the harbor right harbor no a whole in a chunk of grains of Ukraine oba oye other part of the world no wako blocking ne say sabi wako block Iran one harbor biara wonko sizi Iran one airport biara the same applies to oye Israel and a eshe ne titrumpo a here trade with Israel she balance sheet na or then as compared to oye Russia and oye Ukraine inti ehwan na why them mfa to ho Russian Ukraine war no eko oye wiase afandazi hina even aweba boho Ghana hand debt restructuring.
Yeah.
One of the arguments they could make for the debt restructuring was the effect of Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID-19. And some hand external creditors what in I say. But this year the measure will be able to what is happening Israel in Iran Aquade. Because of that, the new economy is suffering. No.
Very well. So now the global rating agency, a friend of Fitch, and they also at the ratings about upgrading Ghana from restricted default to B-. Now that's B negative. And one which say out to the a positive and as a sign of economic rebound be and a now because and I say there was a program Ghana European Union Partnership Dialogue. Oman Mpuntuo kase near Fitch for utumi akanokra say there's a sign of economic rebound. I just see a sign is ya mu ne adea. Now, ebenso kase this Fitch solution for report on the abano I vindicate the NPP. One more a year and send me maybe or more a year and so move free abemu. How true is this in Kumoya Abbey?
Okay, Midas Bread Okyeremaba. Esha, right after Ghana, ye fee, and they started the ye fee Russian-Ukraine war. In our COVID effect, no, I call IMF. The one bohen na yenya or $3 billion to cushion hen economy. IMF no one concern the Esha hen debts portfolio na. Answer all this kind of man or the Ghana yet share kind of crap. So this kind of man ever for the able to your homes can until they too. You manage hand debt into a sustainable level. And say able to manage debt no it be a orchard day. Ghana your omana sabi no hot train dama then no better say no this kind of man based on the proposals I had better or encratedo. And see now we were caught between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Okay.
And the NPP may end there and so in spite of Ahochra or Kodunara, as part of IMF negotiation, you can try IMF for the belay of workers another can try IMF for the government intervention policies, beat the free SHS, one district, one ambulance, na moka kaono. Government all by stop another can try IMF for the day. Sabi Omano, baby yeduno, ya and the hepic, as a man by Besha Honsa, 1 hour managing for some time what consider them options no who don't know. Actually, in your ma wa magana hochak hen pa bosusude so COVID amba in the Russian-Ukraine war amba in Ghana as at 2020-2021 at the higher to fuel 6 cedis per liter. And because COVID money mudo Russian-Ukraine war money mudo no in the global oil prices or started all money mudo somewhere around 2021 they call 2022 global oil supplies for quite could do $88 per barrel.
Yeah.
Inti yet to know why the young one years one nka because say CCRA Ghana bosa yakobono a bit macho CCRA another time so next year kada yen tua another yen yes can tua because of IMF program now it has its consequence another one sunsando zema mano botum board yen akọ oye international arbitration another baby a obokwa akaka obotum abo man ka was account sekanumti you take initiative there no them za ye be engage hen external creditors no na ye hona ka there bosa amano koboya all ba beso oye 2025 2026 2027 ako 2028 no
yeah
obotum a restructure no and obotum as akwanyim kakra so that Oman benya freedom another inframa bi kakra to manage the economy
101.3
but yeah kweko ho no so no yentum kada you push them burden in hand so yeah that to external creditors do so no dey show domestic creditors mona Oman what bond na dem nyoma na aze no anoma government ozi them DDP no ozi pay yanyin kofo kan ya ma start a restructure domestic debt nti ye wie no na waka external debt no me kan ya ko countries be to the China na honze mo bia wogina na wogina nti dem ti Ghana ko hu oye kubi a of on Paris Club and then Paris Club no oye aman manakase a wobo oye aman bosia titiri yɛ the third world countries nti wɔn ho kyerɛ wa ɛkɔ dan ho na wɔn mo wɔyɛ ndɛ motor de bibie motor bia wɔyɛ middleman brokers na we gina one name depending on who situation who argument books na de bekyerɛ ho so kasa na reka no so in the crown quoting that we gina one name we negotiate on behalf of our country no so that when I was okay was be bekyɛw yakopon adom Ghana yɛ kwai issues are kwai we the Russian Ukraine war and COVID-19 2023 was saying about the Paris Club G2 there will gina name na wɔnye hen external creditors no when we negotiate over close to $14 billion now when you renegotiate such an amount so when you want to renegotiate that's what I say that's what push the main economy then it means that Ghana dollars say $14 billion the wa yeah model the kutua or yeah a cow and you bet me use those $14 billion no is the BI infrastructure it be a support in economy no so economy rebound nessa ujananda that going forward based on the agreement that we have with them yetum yeah now one two in year 2024 yes answer you negotiate bim no gitum there somewhere 2025 no you bet me wie or you deal in hara and they can say or the external debt agreement no hen external bilateral in wajatum there almost 13 point something billion we jim mowaka manage yen fan kwenyim into Ghana hen buffers now are strong so yaza or those debts like years no send maturity date no so I dey train in the year cuz Ghana and the year the foreign reserves no kedem sika na year mado yeda come on nke yenya kobompo da or foreign reserve no yenya abana odwen Ghana ho onyim how to manage economy because na yen targeting there by 2028 or they to me cut hen debt to GDP no by 55%. Okay. And they can say in this for buyer then program head to one once what to do ma fetch solutions na President John Dramani Mahama Abeja to nampa the program na NPP as a beno so what to that by the year 2028 Ghana able to menya debt to GDP of 55%.
Okay. Now almost enema me so mugina so I think say waka that is the restructuring of the $13.1 billion, you know, and one somebody they work on some. The second one is the steady fiscal consolidation and improving macroeconomic outlook. I think it's Obia can I almost share the restructuring of our Euro bond. That's the debt 13.1 billion. But other ones, yeah, so minimum dear say NDC ba bemi. One my prebisun kubia. I mean they one more credit in the year. I don't know. Because Okyeremaba finance minister will say this is just the beginning. Just a few crown on me flash here. One more to Nyama cry, Yamiatum and Yoma echo that way. A yara. Until so because as some natures or no by your baby beer. Yes, in terms of the fiscal consolidation and macroeconomic outlook, no, in terms of fiscal discipline, almost no matter to see Casamnia de year, we been conquered being fine near and some fantastic or the ever yet. And on us, saying come once them.
Yeah, anti okay, then managing the microeconomic indicator and the economic outlook, you know. Yeah. Economic outlook, you know, your macro and a micro. Sure. And them are busy come aboard, you know. Time external creditors, you know. What I say, the obetum, wam hendema and break a crano. More in the Oman Mpuntuo, my tum, you invest in other sectors of the economy. Into a government no prioritize it there or best support or indigenous another indigenous businesses now subutuma manimudo and it's a Ghana you to me support indigenous businesses now say to me produce in Ziban bia ya crafia brochi fi Ghana in Taribia ya krawa brochi is fi Ghana then what it means there's a what to abumo abrochi what to them is the abumo abrochi it will not affect us so much. That is the inflation side, you know. Yeah. Into Botumabwama cuts off inflation within a short time. And NPP as part of that agreement, you know, there within the 2 years after the agreement, you know, or they to me go back to single digit inflation. Yeah. So when you would you there abroad what I say there Obama hen kwan ma yitum yenye space kakra na ho sika na kodeze mo da support in economy na sabe botum abo hen na yetumi manage hen what kind of inflation like Accra ehwe hen Korea mo bodu CCI or margin eduado today hen foreign reserves is NPP introduce policy be our friend or the Bank of Ghana Gold Purchasing Agreement. Because in going forward, you know, so amount per dollar on your time in your better IMF and they in your better the finance market there. You have per bond and then you have kwaji or loan from abroad. But see you yet to good in cedis or Ghana hadi. Next year, you cotton in your dollar. We will get enough funds to what can support here. Buffers, you know. Within that short period, you know, NPP government under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to move Ghana buffers from 6 billion to $8.9 billion before we left office. Good
evening, Okyeremaba. We should forgive ourselves. It is very clear that the NPP will be in power by 2028. JDM 24-hour economy promises atonsium. Special greetings goes to awaiting chairman Wontumi and awaiting regional women organizer Augustina Nkatia. We free Sub-Zero Usejo and Wodi Efri. We also say okay, so good evening to you. The voice of the voiceless in the airwaves. You're too hot to handle. Apart from Deuru, Gordon and Dasibre of Movement TV, there is no morning show crew. Okay, so this morning show can compare to themselves to you. You are fantastic. You're great personalities. You solidly behind you. Oscar, okay, so this message was for Osika. You people continue your good work. Surely your reward will come. My name is Takoradi Opoku, watching you from Kumasi, Kote Extension. We also say, please, people said that I voted for the NPP party so many years. I don't get the NPP party card. The election time, I vote for somebody to get the job to do. The person they do, roughly the now a constitutional review committee mopa wo so munye adwuma fama mu yi recommendations some de ba ye no ama esia no enema mu asesa kakra because last elections that's internal elections amoye yansa ye ko 2024 general elections. I think say man yen ko currently moye ba ko ansa moye parliamentary ones no ana ansa be presidential but NDC for ko currently omoye eto parliamentary the anyway no musan eto presidential the same day. I think say 15th May no moye say adwuma no but you see as you are emulating the steps of obi na ekon the NDC. I'm person moya modi an intem to favor Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia because on the nim of nim into moya no 31st of January next year na delegate conference so July next month. Hey, and then there's so
Brother Okyeremaba.
Yeah.
My mom fa kon yedna mbo the National Executive Council NEC mbo hona bado or Jumapa waye because ni hina henda dwene de ehwe nyoma wa affecting the last elections ni na ye hen flag bearer another hen presidential aspirants yin won intam no affecting and pa owie no na wontwu kakra ho a ode ye pember yes manage no yentuma manage na yes hen crucial hen atem yes co elections okubruma kasa ne bebre nti painful one guidelines na was urbanism ame nifa bi no o me do but bi o honso a me hwen bi o boboa
okay
ni na ye ame with the procedure I was in there I don't have any problem with it but the timing no and sure was the problem be brain ni na in there yes ye koye or ye polling station elections somewhere 6 December
okay
na ya koye presidential elections 31st January nti it means that all the potential flag bearers are the new patriotic party since you know when the delegates are campaign for them because say both men who delegate now it is after the elections name who be win mobile lose and suddenly you to prepare album
okay
because it may be there be a current polling station executive CCRA 6th December baba obeto abano no here polling station executive bill
Oh, okay.
In this ebenya a new album for the elections now. Na chero be after or 6th December. Now after 6th December, Droko or 31st January or 1 month period. Here be said and so presidential candidate would they be able to travel around 275 constituencies to send their messages across or to make their argument before these delegates within 1 month and say yama or your polling station executives, the delegates of the party wanted the potential flag bearer then you swadi who in a say my party in Ghana going out to communicate to the members are from becomes very difficult for the person. In Tebon de yenya flag bearers to around Paris. But nipa na okoto aba no e bisen the kind of issues ordinary do make a decision in no akwa dem.
Okay.
The method task painful say wash hen in the ewie and the nyibri say wana so gu henda modalities na was abade nemu ye ho. But 1 month difference na you had to prepare album no to the elections and is kakra because say it will seriously affect us because if in the a certain flag bearer or money modo there because in bring you want or start a campaign now one or a campaign in how I want to know what to 6th December polling station elections and not all these delegates has lost the elections. Then it means they will waste resources.
Okay.
Meanwhile, these resources or I do the CAR to that support or party in general elections.
Okay.
In Timama Srawan, not to give room for oil doubt and oil won't not to waste our resources. Kakra, ya one will position best the them time period from oil 6th December 2025 31st January 2026 and so to more extending kakra another watching or a polling station elections in the Bechi kakra or the Benyim kakra they be somewhere it be a after July yako or a national conference never it be the next month August ye polling station elections so that abom be reading them and will be a from our campaign when who the target people are or campaign actual one issues now flag bearing but represent and represent before them no we too much issues na see so okofie na so chirema chenu nyo wofia we too much na watasi so that we can rebuild and reunite as a party in opposition
but okasi na me share throwback ne wake na no well understood but na me so me share throwback say esia no style bear no person ko mu eyi no ne wake na eye because o sha the last primaries are moye no na me check stress often constituencies I think say moto no December 2023 and November 2023 moye year presidential primaries and primaries na kasa for parliamentary candidates no moye on the 20th January 2024 in a way November 2023 2024 December make say 1 year pe and munya year campaign and my Dr. Haj Mahmoud Baumia I'm already be a friend saying or contest ya when ya say opeso your man opinion and send to me anka it's and they say woman in tem say be so frasi buru so ntemu and when ye kokko into 2026 na one of my primaries for presidential na fe yato yebo na my year the other ones no eso ato aso a minimum ade but omo hwe say ombe market the presidential candidate ye but at the other side no say we make claims we say near dia no ka kire delegates no and I say na me tell no because delegates no mu nim wo mu a as at that time no o betumi aka say wo mu ye delegate from the police station level no up to the
electoral area
yes from electoral area up to the top mu nim safon and I maintain is
okay me repeat it you modalities now was a bear no trade obey polling station elections in the electoral area elections no 6th December this year in our obey
okay
it is a way no elections no 6th December this year polling station no one will constitute the majority of the delegate list no unless there the polling station executive are not going to vote. The NHA that we already have the constituency, the regional and the national executive in place. Them conferences they are already there. And then they can prepare album now. Minim there Collins, your communication officer is Kadiketen. Minim there Mr. Francis Obed Kwesi, his constituency secretary is Kadiketen. We know these people because what my yata say there constituency elections obey presidential, prime minister and son obey regional and constituency elections.
Yeah.
But polling station elections, obey Dinkana ye and sana. Wabeye oye presidential prime minister in America there. Eshe time no December na wada kwashe no. Or 6 December no. Since ye ejina hade ye nyim obi a obey the next polling station executive. Ewo oye after 6 December because it may be there obi oye the current polling station executive. Ewo mo polling station no obe retain no and do obe lose. In the event majority of polling station executive obe lose one seat no. In nature there candidate no campaign na okoye ekyerɛ okoye o start o ye ni na no okoye ekyerɛ nkɔfo asabi wɔn bɔto aban bi
adabi o na sɛ candidate no wɔn bɛto aba no next year this year next year this January 31st
ana me sinde
ana bɛto presidential candidate
police station de no
na campaign mo bɛyɛ ansa okay mo bɛyɛ campaign na ansa yakɔ for the election no oh okay
police station for ones no year ending of this year or 6th December.
Okay, Matthias here.
So we are polling station full reason we are. Na able to either so constituency, region, national, then they a complete album.
Okay.
It's a complete album the be radar or be ready after 6th December 2025.
Okay.
Into album the radar we have 1 month. 1 month to the presidential primaries and we have 275 constituencies.
Yeah.
Across Ghana. In the same point, so kade more can then decor or drop or 10 constituencies and look at the numbers. But you American
that is why you me hunu. Anameboa.
Almost them as kwa kwa.
Why you me hunu.
Met to task there. Me painful someone else go henda. I mean musu swing there. And ka one trip police station elections no. One family somewhere August.
Yes.
The right after a call national conference in the Benara, like a polling station elections, now you to me album in tem.
Okay.
Saying your album in tema, then it means that we have almost 5 months to 6 months to the main flag bearership elections. So what my flag bearer aspirants and when we okay. These are the people all about to abandon.
Okay.
Into me message I'm going to deliver to these people. But as it stands now, I hade. Obiara oye polling station executive no ye potential delegate.
Okay.
On ye delegate ye botu ma catch and after oye 6 December no obekodo a polling station executive and on kodo ye polling station executive biom. Ho na meto to asem painful there. I'm of the firm belief the woman flag bearer in term. But process leading to that no so no say I'm managing area ye bakwa ye be waste resources. Because anyimpa no being it His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, being it whoever, or back or discover around the Kuchima, these polling station executives wando. Oh, baby, no, Obi Okokotana as some man in Pacono, Sabian delegate biom, and we lose the position as polling station chairman, we lose the position as polling station secretary. Ni one will be replacing no flag bearing new opportunity meeting.
Naturally, Sabio, Scawa spend when Impano can I waste?
Why waste?
And can also spend with the new one now. You have to abandon
Atasa. And it was also decided there. Or besan so perquam they engage them coffin biwa. Or your additional resources. America there, partner, we are in opposition. And we have to protect resources ahead back or general elections.
Okay.
In this painful someone else who I mean all the process leading to the event. Thumbs up. I believe in early Congress. Say Congress in Tema or Bobwa may to me a market hen candidates in Tem, but my boy in your united front in your one candidate because say to your leader in term that this is the leader of the new patriotic party and Tema all my party in a rally behind him. Say yen and Tema ichichayemu in the east or Namaha or China east or Namaha or China in the chokan or the same breba. But say to me ye leader and Tem. Let's say him there. Now we don't have camp A, we don't have camp B. All we know is camp 1. Then we are all marketing and selling the same product over time. About the baby in Ghana for better and I say, but in a way to achieve that, we have to follow a procedure. Sabi on command pain for one bread. na one book will be them so but that's it.
Okay, let's me that say nanka me pe NPP anthem no ba me nyanye. We are the new patriotic party. We are the new patriotic party. The elephants are in the same. We are want to save Ghana. Okay. She and the to pa. But I say, may I pick a course, Kakra? Some few course. You're calling, sir, a communications director for the NPP. Was Kadoketen constituency. And I don't know what into no simple for Edqua. I don't jumuna say ebefa. Kabebua pa na mumfa entrance and you may say. So on your screen, 0248 07 1174 0248 07 1174 and then we brema mu pa me so remu a udin baby akasa free na obonito ede amame 0248 071174. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Senior.
Fatau.
Senior, Midawase.
Yango.
Why are they in your nation of me found when you were from another prayer, Ejma Ura. Which I had to have to say, happy to my fellow constituency. I don't know why I'm papa, lawyer, and now Bill Bohen. Which I'm in my incoming national rights organizer, how of Pumpton. Asama would be after your name, no. And Laura, and people are not your phone or what an asking decision I'm taking, you know. Yet there is no problem. Because the decision beyond but they can the other power 2028 and it is here. Because until I make can say, oh, share me no airport now, and then my papa. Until you say MP4. After I see this by after I see this by mental, after I see that, I see the young guy. Okay, Mr. Tao Kumbungu, Mr. 14-year-old Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bomi or Siadio. But Otino Krampo, you trouble no one, we know Krampa. Not telling you, and I told you, we know Krampa. Me don't see an MP.
Sure.
Until Miss Ray, not tell me the reason I get Krampa, and I say, and Kaya and some Krampa. No, I should not Krampa, we saw Krampa. Let's see, I say, ready to Krampa, somebody number matter.
Okay.
So, what the calculation on this one? If you Krampa, oh, Zaba, here, make it Krampa, and you're on Batono, Yanto.
Very well.
Woman, you know, Bako. Kennedy, or you or Biaba, Mummy supporting. How about incoming the show as how
Mesame say hello, good evening.
Good evening, Okyeremaba.
Yes, dear, Mammy Tio.
Well, we are about to get the 50 books.
I mean, Yankasa.
Monintia incoming woman of the national. Yeah, Mammy, Akina 50. MP4. Yes, a pumping for when Shidamu Yadama say water. Decision was taking. Though you engine too, if you attend the Congress in the back. And see, you say that process where that you are, and also the Mubama Fatuwa, and I will see there with the Culture Foundation, and some of us get to now Fatuwa position. Give me now, yes, this is what. And some will say, they are simple, and some will come and move Bologna, and some will have Papa Kennedy. You know, you're perfect, you know, you're and yet, the court delegate conference with the banner. None of my car or watch channel, or would you mean now, my end? I don't know, the crowd will cry, and yet they are the and see, then I can come. My end, choke, and I see you can beat presidential now. But that boy, I'm a can't
all right. Mesame dance, Memphis into us. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
China and you, Hunter West. I mean, China. I'm here to know your pa.
You, my men, when you did not tax lawyer, Honorable Kuzuku. Yes, I have been sent upon your on Bono by mine. Mr. Cynthia, Honorable MC, John Adare, Mr. Cynthia. Let me see Honorable Augustina. So now, Porto, empty. Yes, kind of what you mean. The woman in there is not come there. The woman I am. power no we see yan kan o me yan kan bom na yan fa nyem ngu akwem na to ntem ara to ntem so sa bede no yen enti yen because ewa anu si we sa onye but we ntem o sende we fu o me na yan yakko yan yakko yan je na de na no on fa to si jaramba yen yi yi ara aka na asem de wana ase
mesome dance hello good evening.
Hello
good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, baby.
Me pastor me ka tefu Kumasi so. Me so masam hakra ne se. Me so masam hakra ne se. Masam hakra ne se.
Okay. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay. Masa ofra NTA TV no why? TM wo phone nim. Elebeboa. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Hello, good evening. Oh, ada JY. Oni se ba fa. Good evening.
Me pastor masam America ne se. Kan de Japan. E fu se pass mo a. Me ko for di let. Don ka tante wo mo. Me go TV, go MPP no mas no do.
Very well. Martin, that's it. But also, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
But lower volume, no lower TV volume, no why? Somebody be more, Mr. Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Onitania.
Jewai.
Enchill.
Edina wa bon wo hono.
Radio PR1.
Edina wa bon wonan no me se ososo nyankropon se wo mesa yade numre ya why?
Amen.
Ebeka tu asisi.
Ya kolensa. Renken for. Amen jami ya kolensa na amen fa kwanya so. Amen chia the former regional minister Honorable Kodi. And then she and the deputy nyankopon kan ho. Na on day and a gas from Omano. Woman you check on a na minantia ya kwama. Na fe Honorable traffic. Na mintia the chairman himself the incoming chairman need to me back okay. Na men kan ho da dia men kan so etimina. Yeah. So and somewhere e kosu na no. So bon ye tira ye ni na the President Mahama because unless and what do to among cross our point to woman nano. Let us woman to me because when we have a son, we some kind of than and now we sent to air possible not on man or only to Israel and Iran we are necessary and talk when we make some a too early continue because one talk on the new baby and call baby and teacher was Ukraine and answer of the 19 I think we be control and when you really come in no time to just say the obey the test what shall we watch them and then we should to them but I mean no quick one country LTMB million as a machines now great machines one final juma with 2 million for you because oba you know thing na yen nya to thing there on them and the pana abedru one no so a or form NBC group no mo di no and so one mo releasing your family message yeah mine no mo found the
hello good evening.
Good evening.
Bonini baby okay safri.
FM Kopike with the deputy chairman.
Na mentio.
We chairman said, "That am not someone who can after elections no." So, only delegates you know at that time now. Some officer and says leaders would call rounds no. One call rounds now. If you say the obey resources. But rather, no, you take a show, but I don't your president to Casamna, from the delegate to Pino Adilano. If you just all the Chicago command delegate now,
almost pass that. And so we say, new delegates never. It's no one says, yeah. It's your banner, Sana. So, yes, Sana. We delegates never, but I must see some now, some of the friends, the delegates, she knew the other child because on the presidential candidates, some police staff from our and members of new delegates there, but no officials never. Make official over very correct.
Ate merase enchiremu suto asomu. I think say na question can be sa Kwalensano Wawake. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Name for Fufro. Good evening. Good evening, baby. Okasa free.
The good question, Kasa Sankaga.
Yeni komo.
No, wachema muri ya jumapa mobo. Na asema meka say yeba pedu MPP nuwa, yeba freno. Wankana nuntum. Said the ACU party, no, MPP last elections. Look at I said, also continue that 35% no MPP issue. 6 years ago, that the year fact that I said the officers had the 7 months. Now about the flag bearer. That's also a kind of fire and normally M1 the teacher for nothing that's a one year. And about so many more. Oh, about the party in M1 and MPP was to do that. Also, like we are full station, we are full station, but about 12 hours. If you are over the 25% and Vamra, that's the age that I said, so I'm going to go by. Supply will be a young woman to be class and to airport. Every defense, I'm going to more position. We are just under the things. Whatever we hope our GT 25. Oh, okay. So these are the issues. There's going to be $20,000 to the summit. No, no more power. I'm going to start getting it. Because I'm going to oh, now you're talking about that. The rest I'm going to start them to spend. Will be any.
Yameson Council with RCP. Good evening.
The radio TRO.
Saint Okushambo.
The radio TRO.
Escado Katandi Sikron Kron, Berma, Yakupon Shira, Mamitio.
Yami Osho Papa.
Ami.
Na Michamba the Kolensa, Namubona Bado. American Sunday. So Ompio. NPP delegate was Kalkatan in being a Missabo Utah and before. Ya meet me, I got from there. I'm not by your penny there. On the consensus as consensus secretary. Now, I'm on some for chairman of the Scobina. Papa and what they wrong for first Kalkatano. Ya got to the only yaped on the consensus chairman. In Kio, ya be better position. We are upper having dinner. The damn corporate then they open to two on any work when they are do. And so you have Joe Gatti. Yes, I'm a papa. I didn't have them. Make a far committee what the roadmap no about to go. There was start war top up before. And the problem is there. Ma them ma fearless now. What you know, Obeto yes, the man when you see yeah, what we obi benyo about me benyo second benyo. More yet today, said about me and Yancy, Obinia, Daddy, Abaniable Trevino, Honorable Joe Gatti, or Bedding Kuni, was from Ghana. He said, that's more today, and you Joe Gatti, and you obey Western, Abandon Joe Gatti, or Bedding Kuni, Papa. Now, a member for your NDC for Bruno, Ghana for also so one, 2028. Ghana for the NDC, a competition, but the entity of a power, one brother Joe Gatti. Better name as the president of
Ghana. Hey, Amibo, na candidate to aha, ana ne pieces so anyway yo. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, baby. Okasa free.
Oh, but the fancy new, but the answer word in Yako.
Franco, Mammy Teo.
Yo, nothing. But it is a very for you see election. And for them say, I don't say a police station Abana Yanto. Only thing you see, for them say, Abana Yanto police station, only you see, another national honor, no, yeah, you lose Abano. Because Abano, you have to a branch and attend to a police station. Because you have to Abano police station. Before you win,
say your hotel be a loose about you lose your ben of the war, radio, another national, and the police station of the problem in there.
Okay.
If the police station, why not get yourself problem war police station before you call the main consultant and the residents national. The problem I'm not see the problem war national, but problem war station. Because they go one, they will give you 1.2 abano. A book of my name, yes, just 30%. No one to happen. You want you other solution or even more police station or I just saw. So it's not for the internet or your Alabama, area, Baumia, and I said, Kennedy. But for be able to be a police station, is about one, or they are in the here, you say you complain, company, here, and that's a fair. Can you free and fire? Let's abandon your cooperation. Because you can be a Africa, you have Africa.
Franco, how no doors? I mean, I don't watch channel the Akan so to answer. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Body, baby, Casafre.
No, but your phone is Samsung courtesy in Sudan Towers.
You come on.
You will from where and cheer the entity party that's for 1 Towers. Mention an animal 1 Towers a routine, into radio. Brother, best thing for 1 at the draw. It does say that I don't know what no way. You see the way the process now. You see the bois. But this is my run 2028 day generation now. We do to any do. The office of good Panadu. Now we be around 2 hours. I'm a coca and we talk about phone because coca no other former and entity between things because the answer access to the radar. Your best way to throw them go phone call. Now I'm talking and share that. In Cameroon, with no one organizer of this man, Katia, the best said that was said before, the man says because all of what more going to do about 2028, but I'm asking you, man.
Mr. Vedas, Minfawe, now Minfawe. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Dr. Safri. The fellow say,
Kofi.
Because Mammy Tio from Kodokrum. Mammy Tio.
Aha. So, Tiziano, there, and before. The came by Tenable, and no, the Coba Biano, the Genetic the 2028, you bring them was some quarter the end obey Jenin College. I got Jenin College, I didn't quite. The one day, be a training college, and here for a and work training college, work schooling. The man transport on the band of Uncle School. Uncle do was ready to one. It's already anybody Uncle School, about Jacob.
Mazi.
The woman were it's only a came with me too at the map on the bunny for, but I want to ask you.
Mesomedasi. Na enra prinko for krata o mo de bae no and all kan one asem na I think say enra me discuss we ha na even the school feeding kran kwada basic school kran po no ya terminate contract na ya nua aduane ma obi for this term because caterers yes obi a enkofie intino afeni e be reward contract e dey ama NDC fo ma kwa akoye minimum as a reward contract na dia but contract is ye be say ye reward contract a minimum as when you the raise certificate now you bid for the contract I don't know party for no women's organizers na dey am so nkonkoye you see and that's the problem and kwada kran ya jomanu aduane dia ato atwene na mpelifo mo training college I mean that no me na ifo hia ifo holy child for yi am say this form class me free wonko aso mo ka kire me ano na me tumi anyi bi mfiri mu e de mo ka na America say den na wo mo mpelifo te se wo mo na me catch them say even how na drusu e kan asem no last 2 months last month say government announces the suspension of a feeding allowance e do call a teacher training colleges and you know when abana momo prefer adjustment from 8 cities no say abana the 400 cities and ma per student bia 8 cities per day for a month no e so ma mo hwe monya mani bo na test so mo fa ne sa kon sa yen fa anu nsi.
Okay, me nuane mo free me hunde o cheche abinum memfa akonye de na maso minchia me nua ane de me brother pain a wo frɛ no osagefo etia kwawo also ya me pa yebohu no on the ballot as the next regional youth organizer for New Patriotic Party Western Region Inti Mr. Osajefo etiakwa. Ete ma youth no yes I ready. Ebendo ebochino de bete wichi ne to abako cousin zamo western region na NPP oye hen arehosa motu in the last elections no yetum yasesa hen story na minchi my brother cross o hen na Alex dachi hen former Tescom president oye TTU na minchi am new into kushambu mpapa hona bujo gate big joe big ideas o sebonizin pocho delegate o te hen obianye ready dobo hunyera honorable jogate on the ballot as flag bearer aspirant coming the next flag bearership elections. On this note, Mama catch MPP fu nyina in there. Me here yen kabum. Me here yen kabum. Sen kabum mo hwa. Ebetuma bibia de ye because Ghana ha yeti. Bibia chere the NPP fu ye dosos na ndc fo. Because aba ekotui. Ghana fu one vote no wan fan come ndc fo. They decided there say NPP fu yes yen ready. There ebobu omano 2025 and one ko pardon ko to aba. Into ende bi ankofo na okoto ma oye NDC here na ye nkofo no Ghana fo no decided there say hen ye ko fie da then once or better one what they wash hen ye kunyen kuwia then they will decide what to do since ye kun ye akwenwi going forward obia obey as flag bearer o mehinara ye fa ye na hozen no do kwando ye fan support nipa no they to make sure the year in 2028 na them nsema entity the training college for ampara sabi was will feed one once a day embisa one day one fee one na one body dahin na supo ozidahin bizibesia they dey safe as
na eyi yame aduma media nkomo na mehwan na say eyi big joe big ideas ka kire ne say ye de aduma ne ye to me yentene nka online no ka kire de ye aduma
brother Okyerema here's a mic into the IBI basic community
mate na eyi unimpa so so di unimpa so echi nam sa na unimpa nimpa na no so unimpa nimpa ya kro be ye communications den den kra campaign manager unimpa nam sa na unimpa ana 2028 yon na mode na eko ana ebre ni ndu ye embrace yo ka be hu
for it's cut 10 seat it is too early for me to say personally but after the flag bearership race we will be here again to make our declaration but no cross among the echo is cut 10 constituency etia mami fono na papa fona so watoma oye here Richards Biswan ko wonu because more community so kan kotia nke wente akohwisem na letter sama wokan na ka watoma Charles Biswan
me be na so ntino san komo na ebedin de hia me pa se be biaduro ne de eduro ase eduro o ntino ese mo nyama ye yi ne ya ba yaro mpacho bie deeper life for the mama na pictures ni bi ntuto so I think say BEC basic education certificate examination no ya twere awie ende na ya twa Arabic no yes into no make say school form go twa BEC from last week no nyame altom wo mu na no ebetumi aka say wo matumi awie successfully 1 or 2 challenges na you face ye akwara ba ko locking we share school them because of odika ene the ayetete akwara bi mu aka akotwifa o so bate bi enwu ene nia etetete ye ne ade de ofefro wo ye ewo eye examination hall woni ade enu na ne yate the better folder ne ba picture ne ba so a na mafa akonya we so na ma we school we ya eba screen so successfully no o matumi atwere won mo exams no BEC instruction no ewie nti ho na my wife ekira de nti no say eye ready ayaro e de beto so na metumi I will show them well for that a year examination because this is your first time one more external exams. This is your first time one external exams. You are ready one no. Na pachofato tisuma me na omi school kwada a omi school atare omi twam foni ye fa akonya we so na yetumi amo enti yes on your screen school my wife ekira de Deeper Life Basic School. Deeper Life Basic School. Efia Mapis Christian Hills. Enti enkwara ye mo short yi mo no. Eye wo mo a successfully no. Wono metumi atwere wono mo ensohwe a eye Basic Education Certificate Examination BEC you know. Wono mo etumi atwere ewie. Eno enti from the management of Deeper Life Basic School. Efiama Peace Christian Hills, led by the headmistress, Madam Mercy Adebayo, and the staff of Deeper Life Basic School. Almost say omo mopa mayade makwokoden from Kwadabremu kindergarten remu ba junior high school and they motumi atwemu BC na wie no. Almost say bravo, kudos and well done. Congratulations. Yaketire no wambeye edi amamuntino Deeper Life Basic School. One twe BC afiwe mu no mfoni and abeda so na wo show wo say omo benya grader eye papa, and I know the quality of teachers omo wontino omo ebenya grader eye no motumi atwa so e was senior high school. Me dey Okyeremaba AS Enchill, the radio PRO, the entire production team no one of my yedwuma pa calling sir and dey obeka me ho na me dey osumi be somwo Kubara Baruki Ja Itabi Ajagrabi Rabasaka Binzi Abazabako. I'm out of here. Good evening. I'm here at much na me